Hello guys, today we are going to start chapter number 2. In chapter number 1 we discussed from 1857 to 1947, and in this chapter we will continue our discussion from 1947 to the current. You know that in 1947 Pakistan came into being, and when Pakistan was established, or when Pakistan came into being, Pakistan had no constitution at that time, and the Government of India Act 1935 was adopted as the interim constitution of the state, but it was not enough to fulfill the needs of an Islamic state, so it was very important to make their own constitution. But before we will move to the story of constitution making, I think it's very important to know what is constitution, and that's our first SLO as well. Now, how to define constitution? You can define constitution in different ways, but in a simple way, if you will define constitution is the basic principles and laws of a state, nation or social group that determines the powers and duties of the government and guarantees certain rights of the people in it. That is, the constitution is the fundamental law of a land, and it is a holy document, and it's the supreme law of the land. This constitution, or the constitution is the law that limits the government and guarantees certain rights to the people, and it is the supreme law. That is, nobody could violate that law, and all laws are to be made according to the constitution. That is, no law could be made in state which is repugnant to the constitution. So constitution is the supreme law of a land, and it is a holy document that nobody could violate constitution, and it is the constitution which guarantees rights for all segments, which guarantee rights to the all segments of the society, and it protects your individual freedom, and it guarantee rights to you. So now I hope you could understand the definition of constitution, that is the basic principles or the basic law of a land, and it's the supreme law of the land. Now, the importance of constitution, that's why a constitution is important for a state. First, it protects individual freedom, because it is the constitution which protects the individual freedom. And because of the constitution, nobody could violate the rights of another person, and it is the constitution that protects your rights. In this way, it protects your individual freedom. Next is, the constitution established fundamental principles to govern state. That is, the constitution explain the rules to govern the state, that how a state should be governed, what are the duties of government, and what are the duties of the government, and what are the duties of people. All this is explained in constitution. So constitution established fundamental principles, that's how to govern a state. Next is, it limits the power of government. Because of the constitution, government uh, cannot do injustice with any segment. It is the constitution that protects the rights of everyone, and it limits the government's power. Because see, if there will be no constitution, it might be possible that government will cross its limits, and it is the constitution which limits, or which check the powers of government, so that it could not violate their or they could not violate the circle. And the constitution established a system of check and balance. Constitution protects everyone. It protects the rights of government as well as the rights of people and rights of all organs of state. And the constitution makes sure that there remains stability in the state. It is the constitution which is the guarantee of stability in a state. Without constitution, there is no guarantee for stability in the state, or you can say that state is incomplete without constitution, and it is the constitution that guarantees the stability in the state. Now the question is, for your home task is, what's the difference between an ordinary law and constitution? Are they same or different? If they are same, then how? If they are not same, then what is the difference between an ordinary law and constitution? Thank you for joining. Take care. Goodbye.